The Super Cup Stock Car Series began the 2021 schedule at Dominion Raceway, where Bob Schacht and Ben Ebling established themselves as early contenders for the championship by splitting a pair of feature events. But they're not alone, and we've moved to an old favorite, a return to Clearfield, Pennsylvania. This is the Super Cup Stock Car Series. It's racing the way it used to be, and it's coming your way next. We're in Clearfield, Pennsylvania, the UMI Motorsports Park, the next round for the Super Cup Stock Car Series. Leg one of the Trick Shot Keystone 150 presented by Star Trucking. Hello everybody, I'm Gene Crane. Paul Schmall will cover the action for us on pit road. Our competitors have had to deal with some inclement weather throughout the day. They're getting ready to go racing here at UMI. A couple of facts on the UMI Motorsports Park. It's been a dirt track as well as asphalt facility over the years. Let's head down to Paul and our Trick Shot race preview.
They say every racetrack has its own unique character, and that is certainly the case here at UMI Motorsports Park because this track is progressively banked. That means the track is actually flatter on the bottom of the racetrack, but once you start to move up to the outer edge of the banking, the degree of banking increases. Now, there hasn't been an oval track race here in 6 years, so this surface has weathered some tough Pennsylvania winters. That means it's a little bit on the abrasive side. And even though these racers are using a harder compound American Racer tire, it's going to be important to take care of them to make them last 75 laps.
Well, competitors are getting ready on pit road. Bob Schacht putting the visor on his helmet before he climbs on board the number 75. Earlier today, we had some qualifying races, but Paul has got our Grant County Mulch driver profiles. Paul?
One of the drivers in the field that actually has experience at this racetrack previously is Lauren Butler, driver of the number 53 machine. Lauren, tell me about your prior experience here at Clearfield.
From what I can remember, this is a super fast track. And then getting out there today, nothing much has changed too much. It's a very, very fast track. Groove seems to be about in the middle, like I remember it. I won back here in 2013, so hopefully we can maybe do a repeat and definitely keep up with these guys up here. It's going to be some really tough competition, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Ben Ebling won the first qualifier, and you just had your designated drawer pull the number 4. Does that make you happy?
It is what it is. It's a 75-lap race, so we've got a long race to run. Not a whole lot of experience for me here, so I think there's an outside groove, so we're just going to make sure we keep the fenders on it and make sure we're there at the end of the 75 laps, and hopefully we can be leading the race at that point.
Bob Schacht wins the second heat race by a little bit bigger margin than the first heat winner. How did the car feel? How do you feel?
The car was good. I feel all right. I mean, I was sick at the last race, so hopefully I can make up for it tonight.
This heat race format is a little bit different than the standard operating procedure. Do those extra 10 laps do anything for you?
Well, it did because, after we practiced, we were okay. Then I put the new tires on, and I made a few changes, and it looks like the changes made it better. So now we can take those changes and see what we want to do for the race.
By virtue of the redraw for starting position tonight, Brent Nelson in the number 80 is going to start outside the front row. How do you feel about that?
I'm great. I mean, that's great. We ran up here, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago, and, we led a lot of laps, and we broke it the last lap coming off turn 4. But I'm looking for revenge tonight. So starting second, that's good for us, and we'll see what happens.
Benny Gordon, you've drawn the pole, but it looks like there's a wholesale thrash going on here in the pits on the race car.
Yeah, we have a little bit of oil leak with a wheel bearing, so they're trying to get it back together here. And that's a good draw. We probably needed it the way that heat race went. So we'll do a couple changes to this thing, put some tires on it, and hopefully get out there and be able to bring this thing home.
The most important number tonight at UMI Motorsports Park is 6. You see, it's been 6 years since there's been an oval track race here, and it's been 6 years since the Super Cup Stock Car Series visited here. There are also 6 drivers in the field that are making their race debuts. They've never had any laps until practice sessions earlier today. Combine that with the fact that this track has a progressive banking on it and a 75-lap distance instead of the regular 50-lap or twin 50 or twin 35 format, we're going to have one heck of an interesting race evening.
Who has figured out this racetrack and has the best setup? We're going to find out in just a little bit. Drivers have climbed on board their machines. A couple have already fired up as we're getting ready to go racing here at UMI Motorsports Park. Don't go away. We'll have a starting lineup and the wave of the green flag right after this. This MAVTV presentation of the Super Cup Stock Car Series is brought to you by Trick Shot Penetrating Lubricant. Trick Shot, it does the trick. And by Star Trucking. And by Grant County Mulch. Set to go racing, Super Cup Stock Car action at UMI Motorsports Park in Clearfield, Pennsylvania. The inaugural Keystone 150, 75 laps today and 75 laps tomorrow at Jennerstown Speedway. But let's take a look at our Trick Shot starting lineup, where Benny Gordon and Brent Nelson will make up row 1. Warren Butler and Ben Ebling in row number 2. Row number 3 is Jason Kitzmiller and Bob Schack and Ron Langdon, along with Jared Brocker in that 4th row. Jeff Zellweger and Samantha Robaugh make up row 5. Kevin Cromer and Bill Ashton in that 6th row. Doug George and Rob Hint in row number 7 as the field begins to roll out behind the pace vehicles. Here this weekend at UMI Motorsports Park, that Corvette, part of the drifting. What happens here on a regular basis at UMI Motorsports Park. As we heard earlier from Paul, first time in over 6 years they've had an oval track race here on this big 5/8 mile speedway. Our field warming up those American Racer tires as we get set to look for a green flag here in just a moment. Gordon and Nelson are your first row. Then Butler, along with Ben Ebling, making up row number 2 as they work through turns 3 and 4. Look to the flag stand, and green is in the air. Benny Gordon's going to get a jump out front. Nelson will drop into that 2nd spot. Butler is 3rd. And on her outside is Ben Ebling. They nearly made a little bit of contact as they work off the corner. Butler gives up a spot. Looks like Kitzmiller getting by as well, and Kitzmiller takes the race directly to Ebling. So a battle for 3rd right on lap number 1 as they work across start-finish. Jason Kitzmiller, a rookie, has shown very strong here in 2021. He's looking for a trip to victory lane, and he's trying to get it done here early on here at UMI. Meanwhile, Benny Gordon showing the way. He's jumped out front in spite of that wheel bearing seal that was leaking on the 66 car. It looks like they've got that repaired, and Benny Gordon showing the way over Brent Nelson. There's Bob Schack. Schack is going to get by the 53. So Schack up a spot. Butler down to the 6th position. They're starting 3rd on the grid. It looks like Ron Langdon, next car right behind Warren Butler, as she tries to work out the bugs in that race car. Meanwhile, Benny Gordon out to several car length advantage, but it's Kitzmiller who has taken the race to the 80 car of Brent Nelson. 2nd place battle. Jason Kitzmiller wasting no time trying to charge to the front of that 97 car. Kitzmiller, runner-up in his qualifier earlier today, trying to find his way to the lead. Here's Gordon off at turn 4. You gotta make it a 10 car length advantage for Benny Gordon. Gordon has won here before in many years past, a lot of experience. Late model racer, back in the old All-Pro days of NASCAR. A Hooters Pro Cup Series champion, numerous trips to victory lane. He has moved over to try the Super Cup Stock Car Series on an infrequent basis here in 2021. Here's that battle. Kitzmiller down on the bottom, a little bit flatter area there, and does pull alongside Nelson down in turn 3. This time, does Kitzmiller have enough forward bite off the corner to complete the pass? Looks like he will. Jason Kitzmiller has charged from the 6th starting spot up to 2nd here tonight, and now sets his sights on the 66 of Benny Gordon. Gordon rolls it off down into turn number 3. Sweeps it off at turn 4. A nice example of driving a diamond pattern for Benny Gordon. Uses that little bit of banking right in the center of the corner to turn the car. Gordon all by himself, looks in the rearview mirror and trying to keep an eye on Jason Kitzmiller, who's on the charge here in the early going at UMI Motorsports Park. Here's Benny Gordon flashing across the line with that familiar 66, a number he's used for many, many years. And here is Ben Ebling. He's trying to find a way around Nelson. A little loose as we see raindrops on the windshield. We talked about inclement weather earlier on. It looks like we're going to caution. Caution is out for rain here at UMI Motorsports Park. Slow the cars down and get everything set, and once again into a safer condition for racing. Here in Clearfield, Pennsylvania, one car has gone around. That's the 35 of Bill Ashton. Does not appear to have made any contact, but nonetheless, moisture in these slick American Racer tires, not a good combination, so the field will be brought down to pit road. As cars head to pit road and safety crews head out to make sure this UMI Motorsports Speedway is safe to resume racing, this will be a good time to go to pit road and Paul, where he has our Racing Radio's pit update. Paul?
Fortunately, the rain delay here at UMI Motorsports Park, a very short one. A few big drops, just a little bit of light rain. That's now gone. The teams were brought down on pit road. They couldn't touch the cars other than to wipe off the windshields, and now we're ready to go back racing.
Indeed we are. Field has once again rolled out onto the speedway as we didn't lose the track, just a little bit of moisture. Benny Gordon on the inside. And now Doug George lines up to the outside, the 9 car. Normally the crew chief on the 9 car, but Doug George, a veteran racer out of the West Coast, climbs behind the wheel from time to time and drives the 9 car. He's gone to victory lane with that car. He's going to settle into second right now. The battle is for third. Brent Nelson trying to fend off Ben Ebling, who goes to the outside and will drop into the third spot as they work into turn number 3. So Nelson back to fourth. Bob Schacht is fifth. And now, out of the top 5 is Jason Kitzmiller. Kitzmiller, who was a rocket ship early on, now finds himself outside the top 5 and looking for a way to advance as they work back to turn number 3, all chasing Benny Gordon. Gordon up the racetrack using a middle groove that time as Doug George is all the way down on the bottom of the racetrack. Here's Bob Schacht. He's sizing up the 80 car of Brent Nelson as well. Schacht within a half car length as they work through turns 1 and 2 and head down that back straightaway. Looking to move forward. He won his heat race earlier today. Now trying to get to the front. Meanwhile, it is Benny Gordon showing the way, and here is Lauren Butler racing alongside Bill Ashton. He was the car that went around when the rain came and brought out the caution, but no contact with the outside wall, and Ashton, also a former winner here in Super Cup competition, showing strong here in Clearfield today. Here's Gordon. A cross start finish and a sizable advantage now over the 9 car of Doug George. Make it 8-10 car lengths. And whoa! Big slide by Ron Langdon. Racer out of Long Island, New York, returning to Super Cup action for the first time in 2021. And he took a slide for life down there in turns 1 and 2. Held on to it, no contact. But here's Bob Schacht. He's going to the inside of Brent Nelson. This is the battle for fourth position as they work off at turn 4. There's Kitzmiller lurking in the distance, but Schacht is going to get by Brent Nelson. Bob Schacht will take over 4th. Nelson back to 5th. Kitzmiller in 6th. But Benny Gordon out in front by nearly a straightaway. Schacht works off at turn 2. And trouble up front. Trouble in front of Bob Schacht. Both cars. Looks like Ebling and the 9 car of Doug George will go around. We're under caution. Both cars getting in trouble in front of Bob Schacht. Schacht is going to advance to the 2nd spot. But we're under caution with the Grant County Mulch 9 car in the fence. Don't go away. More action coming from the UMI Motorsports Park right after this. This MAVTV presentation of the Super Cup Stock Car Series is brought to you by Trick Shot Penetrating Lubricant. Trick Shot, it does the trick. And by Star Trucking. And by Grant County Mulch. Super Cup Stock Car Series action. Clearfield, Pennsylvania. Getting set for a restart. An oil down the back straightaway, apparently. Issues with the 80 car, Brent Nelson. Breezed up the racetrack, and several cars spinning in turns 3 and 4. Doug George into the outside wall. He's out of the event, but back underway as Benny Gordon sprints off to the race lead with Ben Ebling and Bob Shack battling for second. Here they are working off of turn 4. Jason Kitzmiller in the 97 cars made his way back to 4th as a result of this caution and restart. Gordon showing the way. Here's that battle with Bob Shack and Ben Ebling side by side. These two have been well matched over the past couple of seasons. This time, Bob Shack on the inside, able to get the power down. He'll take over second. Ebling up on the outside, slipped just a little bit. He'll drop back to third with the 44 car. So the top 3 settle it for the time being as the laps are winding down here at UMI Motorsports Park. Leaders across start finish and back to turns 1 and 2. Kitzmiller had a rocket ship in the opening laps early on. Has not been able to reel in Ben Ebling and try to work his way back up into the top 3. He sits a distance 4th. And Samantha Robaugh starting to make her way towards the front a little bit. The 7 car. One of the other Grant County Mulchitries starting to step up here in the closing laps. In Clearfield, Pennsylvania. We head tomorrow over to Jennerstown, Pennsylvania for another 75-lap showdown on that big half mile. Both these tracks with wide sweeping corners on each end of the speedway. There's your leader, Benny Gordon, across the line, all by himself, unchallenged at this point. Shack put some distance between himself and Ben Ebling. Kitzmiller just drifting back a little bit and feeling the pressure from the 7 car of Samantha Robaugh. Robaugh in the top 5, trying to make her way to 4th. 4th place battle right now is where it's at. Samantha Robaugh, 2 car lengths off the 97. As she works back to turns 1 and 2, drives the car all the way down to the flat, all the way to the safety apron. There's Ron Langdon in the 17 car. He's just outside the top 5. Everybody, though, still chasing Benny Gordon. One-off start for Benny Gordon. Infrequent plans for 2021 for the 66 team, as he'll work by Jeff Zellweger in the 18 car. Zellweger out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a regular when the series runs in these parts. He'll go a lap down here in the late going as Benny Gordon works by that 18 car. Gordon across start finish. 2 to go signal. 2 to go signal from the flag stand. Laps winding down. Here at Clearfield, here's Benny Gordon down to turn 3. All by himself. Looks like he's going to be headed to the white flag. One more lap to go for Benny Gordon out of DuBois, Pennsylvania, just down the street from this UMI Motorsports Park here in Clearfield, Pennsylvania. Benny Gordon down to turn 3, unchallenged. Works through turns 3 and 4. Smooth exit off the corner. Checkers are in the air. And Benny Gordon is going to win here tonight at Clearfield, Pennsylvania. He'll pick up the win in the trick shot. 75, presented by Star Trucking. Checkers waving over the rest of the field. Samantha Robaugh able to hold off and pick up that 4th position, which dropped Kitzmiller back into that 5th spot. So a good run for that team. As we look at the finishing results, Gordon, Shack, Ebling, Robaugh, and Kitzmiller. Ron Langdon finishes 6th. Ashton 7th. Butler, Zellweger, and Brocker round out your top 10. See Doug George involved in that incident. The car swapped ends in the oil or liquid put down by the Nelson car. Rob Hent, Kevin Cromer having more struggles here in the 77 car. And Mike Potter, final finisher here this evening. Headed to victory lane is Benny Gordon. We'll bring that 66 car to a halt. And with our trick shot checkered flag interview from Victory Lane, let's go down to Paul Small.
Hey. Al, he hasn't been here in a while, but Benny Gordon, tonight it looked like you never left this place. Congratulations.
Yeah, that car was pretty good. Guys worked on it after that heat race. I was a little worried about things. These guys were fast and good group of racers here. Heck, as good as the car was in that feature, we didn't see lap traffic for quite a long time. So really proud of these guys that come and help me get this car together, all the old guys that used to do it in the Predator days. So a lot of fun to come out here and race this race. And UMI's got a lot to be proud of. This place is spectacular. It's beautiful. And I love coming here, love racing. All of us guys do. So it's a good opportunity to get back here. And these guys have done a great job with this place. It's just great.
Now, you got a little bit of that fluid there from the oil down from the 80 car. How nervous were you that we were going to be able to keep it under you?
Well, it was rough down there. I actually saw I didn't see the crash, but I saw the line on the racetrack that I hadn't seen, and I was like, so I kind of tried to drive right across it so it didn't get crossed up, and then a couple of the guys behind me got crossed up. So yeah, then it was a little bit of a mess the whole time, but not too bad. Track did good running it in, and they did a good job with the rain, off and on, and letting us clean our windshields, get the track back the way it's supposed to be. Just great series and great racetrack, and a lot of fun that Joe let me come out here and be a part of it.
Benny Gordon, your winner of the Keystone 150 here at UMI Motorsports Park.
Benjamin gets the job done here tonight at Clearfield. Let's hear from our second place finisher, Bob Schacht, in our Grant County Mulch second place interview.
Bob, I'd say that was an eventful night behind the wheel.
Yeah, me too. Well, somebody blew up a rear end and got gear lube down there in the corner, and they didn't get cleaned up good enough, and I spun out. A couple other guys spun out. But hey, we finished second, first loser, so it's not bad. We'll get it ready and go to Jennerstown tomorrow.
Did you have anything for Benny at the end of the race there once you got into second, or was that it?
No, not really. I mean, no excuses or anything like that. He was good, and I thought I had him that one time, and then somebody spun out down there. So it was a good race. So I hope the fans liked it.
Bob Schacht continues his quest for a championship, but finishing third was Ben Ebling. Let's head back for our Star Trucking third place interview.
Third place tonight for Ben Emmerling in the 44 car. Looked like you were in the catbird seat, but then Bob got you on that last restart.
Yeah, we were trying to make the outside groove there work, and just didn't have enough. We had enough there for a couple laps, and it seemed like Bob got a little bit better, and man, it seems like everybody was bouncing off of everybody tonight. So I'm glad to bring it home third, and then just see if we can do better next time. So just thank all the people and the sponsors, the crew that got me here, and Swanee's Diesel, Startown Carpet, Battery Specials of Hickory, LNC Truck Repair, Ren's Lawn Care, all the people that got us here. Just kind of a crazy night tonight. So lots of things I need to work on, just not the race car. There's some other stuff too. So.
Well, Ben Ebling finishing third here tonight. Congratulations to Benny Gordon picking up the win at UMI Motorsports Park. For more information on the series, log on to SuperCupStockCarSeries.com. Glad you could join us. I'm Gene Crane for Paul Small on Pit Road. We'll see you next time. This MAVTV presentation of the Super Cup Stock Car Series is brought to you by Trick Shot Penetrating Lubricant. Trick Shot, it does the trick. And by Racing Radios. And by RacingJunk.com.